You're sitting on your couch listening to this, thinking the same thing. I've done everything. I brought us to therapy. I read the books. I started the conversations. I'm the one who's noticing when something is off. And now that we're finally working on it, I'm waiting for them to step up. I'm tired of being the engine. I'm tired of dragging this forward. So you stop. You lean back. You decide, consciously or not, that it's their turn now. And when nothing immediately changes, when they don't suddenly become more verbal or more proactive or more emotionally fluent, something hot rises in your chest. See, they don't care as much as I do. If this sounds like you, stay with me. You're listening to Coupled With, the podcast that helps you take the guesswork out of feeling seen, heard, and valued in your relationship. If you've ever felt stuck in the same arguments, struggled to stay connected, or wondered how to better communicate with your partner, you're in the right place. I'm Dr. Rachel Orlick, a couples therapist and coach, and together, we're going to make relationships make sense. Let's dive in. That moment, the leaning back, the quiet waiting, the scorecard starting to tally in your head, it makes sense. You've been carrying more than your share for a long time. Of course you're exhausted. Of course you want relief. Of course you want effort that matches yours. But the uncomfortable part is, when you disengage and call it redistribution, the system doesn't instantly rebalance. It wobbles. And if your partner tends to pause or pull back under pressure, your shift can feel less like space and more like threat to them. So they do what their nervous system knows how to do. They hesitate. They retreat. Now you're both waiting. You, resentful. Them, guarded. Neither of you is failing, but you are bracing. And then the belief becomes more entrenched. If they really cared, they'd change faster. I see this all the time in my office. A couple finally makes it to therapy, and the pursuing partner is the one who filled out the forms, found the referrals, coordinated the schedules. They sit down already tired. Somewhere inside, there's this quiet contract they've written. Now it's your turn. I've done the reading. I've started the conversations. I've carried the emotional weight. I shouldn't have to keep doing that here. So they pull back, not dramatically, not with a speech, but just enough. They stop initiating the hard conversations. They don't reach for repair as quickly. They wait to see what their partner will do. At first, that waiting feels earned. You've been holding 70, sometimes 80% or more of the relational labor for years. You're not wrong for wanting relief, but here's where it turns. Your partner doesn't immediately transform. They don't suddenly become more expressive or proactive. They might actually look more unsure, more careful, and more quiet. And that's when resentment creeps back in. See, I'm still the one doing this. The scorecard comes out quietly. I brought us here. I tried harder. I've done more. And now I'm still doing more. But when you swing from overfunctioning to waiting, the system doesn't magically rebalance. It actually destabilizes. If your partner already tends to shut down under pressure, your pullback can feel less like an invitation and more like a test. They sense the shift. They feel measured. And if their nervous system reads that as a risk, they revert to what they know. They pause, not because they don't care, but because they're overwhelmed. Now you're thinking, I'm done chasing. And they're thinking, I don't know how to do this right. You're not enemies. You're in the gap between how it used to work and how you hope it will work in the future. Here's a reframe. This isn't fundamentally a boundary problem. It's an anxiety problem. When you've been carrying more than your share for years, your nervous system equates control with safety. So when you finally shift the weight, even slightly, everything feels unstable. And unstable feels unsafe. Your brain starts searching for meaning. This isn't working. They're not changing. I knew I'd end up alone in this. The intensity of that reaction doesn't automatically mean the relationship is collapsing. It means the pattern is being disrupted. Imagine you've been holding a heavy box together. You've been gripping most of it. Your arms are burning. You finally redistribute some of that weight. For a second, the box tips. It wobbles. That wobble doesn't mean your partner dropped the box. It means balance is shifting, and shifting feels awkward before it can feel steady. This is the window of distress tolerance, not dramatic chaos. Just the quiet discomfort of nothing instantly improving. You're still speaking, you're still showing up, but you're resisting the urge to rescue the moment or retreat into silence. Change in a relational system happens through reps. Multiple conversations, missed attempts, clarifications. Your partner may need time to recalibrate to a version of you who isn't overfunctioning. That doesn't mean that they don't care. It means both of your nervous systems are learning something new. And learning rarely looks impressive at first. Really, it looks clumsy. Let's slow this down through an attachment lens. If you're the partner who moves toward tension, your body is wired to detect distance as risk. So when you stop overfunctioning, your nervous system doesn't feel empowered. It feels exposed. You removed your usual strategy, the one that said, if I stay ahead of this, we'll be okay. Without it, there's a spike. Your chest is going to tighten, your jaw is going to tense, and you feel the urge to say something, anything, to stabilize the moment. Now, layer in your partner's wiring. If they cope with stress by pausing or needing time to process, your shift doesn't automatically register as relief. It registers as pressure. Their nervous system may think something's different. Don't mess this up. So they hesitate, not because they don't care, but because they don't know how to step in yet. This is the pursue, withdraw dance in slow motion. When you stop pursuing abruptly, hoping the dynamic will flip overnight, it often doesn't. It pauses. And in that pause, meaning gets assigned. You think they should know how to step up. And they think, I don't know what's expected of me. If you interpret hesitation as indifference and respond with resentment, the system will tighten. But allowing your partner to sit in discomfort isn't abandonment. And their pause is not proof that you're alone. This is recalibration. Okay, I'm going to pause here for just a second. Because if you're listening and thinking, oh, this is me. I'm the one keeping the peace. I'm the one over-explaining. I'm the one trying to manage the temperature of the relationship. I want you to know this isn't just a personality trait. And it's not something you fix by communicating better. I created a private audio series called When Love Feels Like Too Much for exactly this pattern. It's not more theory. It's not recycled podcast content. It's a guided walkthrough of what's happening in your nervous system, why you feel responsible for keeping everything steady, and how to start finding balance again without fixing, explaining, or disappearing. It's for the person who's willing to look at their own patterns. It's not for blaming your partner, and it's definitely not for quick fixes that don't work long-term anyway. If you already read the books and listened to the podcast, but still feel stuck in the same cycle, this is the application layer. It's $37, it's private, and you can start immediately. The link's in the show notes. Okay, let's keep going with today's episode. So if you're not supposed to drop your half, and you're not supposed to go back to carrying everything, what does this actually look like? Real redistribution is quieter than you expect. It's not dramatic, and it's not a role reversal. It looks like you still speaking when something hurts, but not over-explaining to make it land perfectly. It looks like you initiating a conversation without dragging your partner through it. It might sound like, when you got quiet earlier, I felt alone. And then stopping. Not filling the air, not translating their mood, not apologizing to smooth it over. That middle ground feels exposed because you don't get the relief of fixing it, and you don't get the righteousness of pulling away. You just get the stretch. Your nervous system wants proof that this shift is working, proof that your partner cares, proof that the weight will finally be shared. But proof in secure relationships is not a grand gesture. It's consistency over time. It's imperfect effort. If you demand instant transformation, you'll miss incremental movement. And if you stew in resentment while you wait, the system hardens instead of softens. You're not disengaging. You're working on redistributing. The skill you're building here isn't dramatic boundary setting. It's distress tolerance. It's feeling that spike when your partner doesn't immediately step up and not turning that spike into a verdict about the relationship. When you say something vulnerable and they respond with, I don't know, your nervous system will want to fix it or shut down. The work is not doing either. The work is staying in your body, staying in the room, staying connected to your own experience without weaponizing it. That might look like taking a slow breath instead of filling the silence, or saying something like, okay, and meaning it when they ask for time. It might work like noticing the scorecard forming and choosing not to feed it. Distress tolerance doesn't mean pretending you're not frustrated. It means you don't turn frustration into punishment. You don't withdraw warmth to make a point. You don't keep a running tally to use later as evidence. You cannot demand growth and then punish imperfection. Secure change is built in small, steady reps, not one breakthrough conversation. You're in this stretch right now. Slow it down. You are not weak for feeling resentful. You are not dramatic for wanting your partner to step up. And you are not foolish for hoping that once you stopped carrying everything, things would change quickly. Of course you hope that. You've been tired. Secure partnership isn't built on role reversal. It's not, I did 90%, now you do 90%. It's two people gradually learning to carry their half at the same time. That shift rarely feels symmetrical at first. There will be moments when you still feel like you're doing slightly more. That doesn't automatically mean you're doomed. It means you're in the messy middle of this recalibration phase. You don't have to abandon your half just because you're tired of carrying too much. And you don't have to carry theirs to feel secure. The work now is steadiness, staying in the room, letting the reps accumulate without keeping score. Secure attachment isn't one breakthrough moment. It's built on dozens of imperfect attempts to reach out to one another. The goal is not instant balance. It's shared responsibility that grows over time. If you want the guided version of this work, my private audio series is linked in the show notes. You can start anytime. That's it for today's episode of Coupled With. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to hit subscribe so you never miss what's next. And if you found it helpful, please share it with a friend or leave a quick rating and review. It really helps more than you know. And if you're curious about how we might work together or want more resources to strengthen your relationship, head over to my website, www.drrachelorlick.com. You'll find free tools, podcast extras, and ways to go deeper. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time.